I get into how my kayak's set up, I just want to share with everybody. All the gear that you may have, no matter how much you spend, the most important thing that you can have is these two items right here. Personal locator beacon and a VHF. A couple of my friends had some hard times out there on the water, and these two things saved their life. So if you don't have them, you shouldn't be on the water, because if something was to happen, you're going to be in a world of shit. Well, first off, I want to say that this is probably the best kayak on the market. It's the most stablest, the safest, the fastest, most comfortablest. But at the downside, this thing is heavy as hell, dragging it up and down the beach. Sometimes I need some people to help me with it, but you know, it's worth it when it's out there on the water. I got some custom made gaffs from a guy named Redlegs Gear. You should check him out on Instagram. Quality craftsmanship. I mean, you can't get nothing better than this. I mean, these things are crazy. Put this one too far inside of a fish's mouth and he chewed it up. Actually, I don't even know how that happened. I think I caught something and I laid it on the trampolines and it happened to bite it and tore it up. It's no biggie. PFD. You ain't got one, get one. If you don't want one, don't fish. Don't want nobody learning that the hard way. I got some 6'6" pin ally rods with some old school pin sinisters. This thing's handle. I got the hobie live well, so I like to catch live bait. It's pretty much all I fish with unless I'm vertical jigging. This thing is crazy good, you know, the battery lasts all day long. Hold about 10 or 12 fish in there. This is my pin spin fisher, 5500. Got that on my pin Carnage jigging rod too. Best setup in the world for vertical jigging. I've landed some monsters with this thing. Big ass rudder. It's my other pin sinister, the big boy. Haven't had nothing hit it yet, but one day something will. Got some wire on this one. Got the new Vanish seating on here. I like it and I don't like it at the same time, because on this side, for some reason, this little screw likes to pop out a lot, so I'll put some stuff in there just to keep it from popping out anymore. Other than that, it's great. It's adjustable. Got the big ass Smith catch bag. Gonna hold some monsters in this here. It's a lot of space for a lot of fish. I think I didn't fit about 4 20 to 30 pound yellowfin tunas in there with a 20-pound bag of ice, and had plenty space. A Real Fishy sticker on there. Y'all should check out their website, Real Fishy Apparel. They got some awesome gear over there. I got a couple shirts from them. In the front, I got this line right here connected to some PVC, because when I land at the beach and it's kind of high surf, I really don't want to be reaching for this little thing, because I've heard these things break over time. So before I get out, I grab this line and I got a lot of room, so I ain't got to worry about my kayak flying away. Got the new Hobie Mirage Drive 180. I don't really use the reverse because I really don't have no use for it out in the ocean, but it's good. I've used it a couple times when I ran over bait piles and went in reverse and found them again and was able to catch bait, so it's always a plus. Got my old Garmin fish finder that I've been having for like the last 6 years. This thing's been working good. Got a lot of good spots marked over there. That's the thing though, a lot of people out here, they go out fishing and they just paddle all over the place. But I took a different approach. You know, every time I get a strike or I catch something, I make some marks. And what I've been noticing when I go back to those same areas, I still get strikes. So just a little tip for anybody out there that might need, you know, a little advice on how to get better hookups. I mean, it's working for me. I don't know about everybody else, but it works for me. Got this dagger board. Probably can't really put it all the way down, but it's good whenever I have my sail. I don't know if you can see that. Keeps it, you know, performing a lot better. I got a tail leash from Redlick's gear also. So when you do catch something pretty big and it's flopping around, you wrap this around his tail. Even if he falls off the boat, he ain't going nowhere. This thing is strong. So that's like the first thing I do whenever I gaff a fish and pull him on. I wrap this around his tail. He can flop around all he wants. He falls in the water, I'm not mad about it. Everybody should have that, in my opinion. Got some old crappy ass pliers in here. They work. They're a little rusty. I had some expensive aluminum ones that was all nice and pretty with a leash on it that was cheap, the one that came with it. It broke off, fell, I lost it. Typical. Out there kayak fishing, you're gonna lose some gear, so you better be ready for it. Don't tell the wife though, she'll probably get mad. In the front hatch, nothing special. I pretty much just keep a raincoat in here, emergency pump, one half of my paddle in here. So one half of it, because if my Mirage drive was to break or my rudder was to go down, I can use that to steer. Because if I had this kayak fully rigged out like this, and say my Mirage drive breaks, I can't paddle anyway. So the best I can do is sail. So I normally always take my sail with me, just to be a little bit, I guess, a little bit safe, because you can always sail somewhere. Got this GoPro pole that I use for all my videos. It extends like 6 feet. If I can do it, one hand. But I haven't used it at this high before, but I think I might start using it, get a better wide angle. I got some rod leashes on here. I got the hobie one. This one's okay. I just got a clip right here for now. Normally it's wrapped on the aqua bar. I got a more heavy duty one on my bigger rod because it's much heavier. I'm worried about it snapping. Got it clipped in here. Got the Zuka tubes on here for my rods. But I made the mistake of buying the Tough Claw to mount it. At first I thought it was cool in the shop because it had a little small reel on there. So, and I pulled it like I had a low drag setting, everything was fine. But when I first got them, I took a strike on that rod and it went flying in the water. So I wrapped it with a whole bunch of duct tape and put some electrical tape on it, and it's not moving anymore. But the other problem I had, because my rails are so heavy, that this ram mount at its tightest setting couldn't keep the reel level. It would always fall down. So I put some PVC just to hold it. I did this last night. Probably gonna paint it, but no matter what, it ain't moving. And if I take a strike, you know, it wiggles, but it's not a big deal. Works for me. Keep it simple and cheap. I'm not gonna buy nothing crazy expensive. I already spent $5 grand on this kayak, but it's worth every penny. I think it could save your life. I mean, I can stand up and walk around on this thing like I'm in a boat. Got the Hobie beach wheels for it. If you don't have it on the AI, there's something wrong with you, because this thing is heavy. But all in all, this kayak is nice. Whenever I transport it to the beach, you know, I have it in my 2016 Silverado Z71, and I use the truck bed extender. Sticks out pretty darn far. This kayak is about 17 feet 5 inches. Real fishy shout out. Yeah, but I love this thing. I mean, I should check out all the videos on my channel. I caught a lot of things. You know, if you want to follow me on Instagram, it's YakAttack808. I got a lot of other stuff on there, a lot of craziness on there. But you know, it's all in good fun. But on a serious note, everybody out there, please get this and this, because you're gonna need it. This is my sail mount. I like the sail. The only thing I don't like is this line, when it's connected to the sail, slaps you in the head all day. I'm working on making a riser for it. Just haven't done it. I mean, the thing, it's connected right here, and it runs through here, and it ends up right here, and I'm like right over here, so it's constantly all day fighting with the thing. Steering makes the rudder move. Yeah. The one thing I don't like about this kayak's design is, for some reason, I mean, it makes sense when you think about it. They put this plastic pin to hold this bar that keeps these akas from folding in. If it gets rough enough and you're taking waves to the side, this thing can snap, and if you don't have your trampolines on, your akas are gonna fold in, and it could end up real dangerous. But it's good to have this, because if you land on the beach and you catch a wave in and you slam on the shore, you could snap something expensive, but that little piece is like $2, so I guess it's worth it. I thought about changing it to some stainless steel, but they designed it like that for a reason, so I'm not gonna mess with it. Trampolines, I love these things. You know, I just started landing my fish on the trampolines, which is there's no action. You can just lay out, relax, and just wait for the strike, like we all do. Yep, love these gaffs. Biggest fish I've caught so far this year was 53-pound yellowfin. Still chasing after the wahoo, that little toothy bastard. That's why I got that bigger reel with a heavier line and wire on it. But one day. Yeah, but that's about it for my setup, man. Hope y'all like it. Like and subscribe to my channel. I'm always trying to put something at least every weekend. I would have went out this weekend, but it's, you know, it's pretty windy out here in Hawaii. Winds blowing 10 to 15, gusts as high as 26. So if you're out there in that kind of weather, I hope you know what you're doing, because it's going to be a battle getting back in. Plus the currents out here rip pretty darn good. And one more thing, when I bought this kayak, this Mirage Drive did not fit really good inside the well, so I ended up having to wrap some duct tape around it so it sits better, because it used to wiggle a lot. Like when the first day I took it out, I thought I didn't have it in right for like the first 15 minutes because it was moving so much. But I called Windward Boats, where I got it from, and he said it's kind of a normal thing with the AIs. So he said just to wrap it with like duct tape or put like some industrial Velcro on it so it doesn't move, and you know, it's fine now. But I love this thing. I still got blood stains from my last trip. I gotta clean that. Alright, that's about it for this kayak. Hope y'all enjoyed the video. I'm not the best at doing this, but you know, I try my best. Later.